guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel, if you didn't know. Okay, so today's video is going to be all about when is it the right time for you to raise your prices. Okay, so I've done a video on this before, but not this exact topic. I've talked about pricing, where you should be, how to price, and that video is right here. But this particular video is going to be all about when is it the right time for you to actually take the plunge and really increase your pricing, because you know it gets a little confusing. Are you doing the right thing? Are you not? Is this the right time? And it gets a little complicated, and not everyone knows exactly when it is the right time for them to take that step. So these are some key points, specifically 6 key points on when it is the right time for you to start raising your prices. Okay, so like I said, I have 6 points for you guys. I want to kind of run through each of them because I think that you don't necessarily have to be going through each point at the same time, and it's a little bit hard. I would say like not very many people go through this all 6 points at the same time. I think that everyone's situation is super unique, super different, but if you're experiencing any of these, I think, and you're like wondering, is it time, should I, then I think that talking about these points can really benefit you in making that decision whether or not it's your time to raise your prices. Okay, so number 1 point. So are you getting overwhelmed with your client? Is your client list, your daily schedule, your weekly schedule looking super packed, super overwhelmed? Are you burning out? If that's happening, in this scenario, I know a lot of people are like, okay, like I'm getting clients, it's great, I want to be getting this many clients, and that is so true. You're doing great, good for you, sis. But the problem is that you're overexerting yourself. You're, like I said, burning yourself out, and it's just not worth it at that point. And you do need to make sure that you have a nice balance, right? You need to make sure you can eat, you need to make sure you have your home personal life going as well. You cannot just do lashes for however many hours in the day. If it's like 15 hours, 12 hours, that's just too many hours of you taking clients. And at that point, you need to like kind of filter out your clientele. And what happens is you're able to raise your prices because you now have the demand. If you guys know about supply and demand, you need to make sure that you are not short on supply when you have the demand, and that gives you the leverage to actually raise your prices. Because your demand is so high, you are now able to value your services a little bit higher, and you are not making the wrong decision in raising your prices at that point. Yes, you may lose some clients, and that is okay. That is actually what you want, because what happens is those clients that you lose, you actually gain the extra income anyways, and it actually it balances out. Like, you're okay, because then you start gaining other clients who now know that this is your price and they're willing to pay it regardless, because they know the value of your work and the quality of your work. Okay, point number 2 is, are you increasing in your skill level? You have worked extremely hard to be a better lash artist. You have worked extremely hard to amp up your skill level, and now it's time for that for you to reap the benefits of that. The whole point of boosting your skill level, the whole point of practicing as much as we do, if you do, is to really get better and improve and provide a higher quality of service. And with that higher quality of service comes a higher quality price. And you know what? You deserve it. You worked for it. It's yours, and you need to own it. So if your skill level is increasing and you know it, there's a significant difference in your skill level. And I'm talking like, if you started, let's say, specific year, and 5 years down the road your prices are still the same, but your level is like up here, or even like 2 years, a year, whatever the case is, everyone's growth is different. And if your skill level is nowhere matched where you started, it is time for you to increase your prices, especially if you were still charging X amount when you started. You do not need to be charging that at this point, 5 years, 2 years, 3 years down the road, when you're a lot better. So increase your price. Okay, number 3. Are your competitors in the same price range as you? One thing you don't want to do is you definitely do not want to compare yourself to people around you, lash artists around you. That's not what I'm saying, and that's definitely never where you want to go. You don't want to be talking about your competition or just looking at other lash artists and filling your head up with that negativity or that type of energy. You definitely don't want that. But it is okay to do your research sometimes and see where you fit in terms of your local lash artist, your local business, that local industry. You want to know where the specific price point is. I've been on like the Facebook groups and stuff, and I've seen some people throw outrageous numbers out there where they're like, I charge $55 for a full set of mega volumes, and people are on there like, what the hell is wrong with you? You need to charge $350. But that $350 is not necessarily feasible in the industry or in the area that that person is charging $50, $60, because their local area just will not allow for that, because that's just not what competitors are doing. The market in that specific area is just not having it. So you need to make sure you know where you are and what your area is charging and what the average price for your services are in the area. And then once you do that, you definitely need to make sure that you're looking at people in your skill level, because there's always going to be people in the beginning level, people that are super experienced, and you need to see where you fit in, because the beginners and the fully experienced people or more experienced people are going to be charging different prices. So you need to make sure you know where you fit, so that way you can price your services according to your local area. You need to make sure that you know that, yes, pricing your lashes or your services at a lower price will get you clients, and you may get a nice amount of clients, but it will give you quantity and not quality. You need to make sure that you're not undervaluing your services, and you need to make sure that the quality of clients that you are getting appreciate and value your services, and not just coming to you because you are the lowest price. This is something that's super, super common, and you don't want that client, because that client is gonna screw you over. So we want to eliminate as many of those clients as you can possibly eliminate, because that client is literally just looking for the best service that they like at the cheapest price. And honestly, like, being in this for a little while, and I'm sure a lot of lash artists out there who have been in this for a little while, they can tell the difference between a client that is a loyal, quality looking, not even just loyal, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a loyal client. It's just a client that actually values the quality of the lash service versus the price point of it, because people are willing to pay for value and pay for quality. And those are the clients you want. People that appreciate your quality, appreciate your time, and respect you as a lash artist, not the ones that are just here like, giving you my money, you need to accommodate me 30 minutes after my appointment was made. Okay, number 4, is there something unique about your services that you offer? Is there something that sets you apart from other lash artists? Is there something that you do that no one else can do? If there is, then that merits a higher price point. For example, when I say that, I mean, like, yes, we are all lash artists, we all do the same thing in a sense, but if you are able to master a specific set, let's just throw out like a strip lash, because that's, you know, in my last video I really tried and I'm trying. So if you are looking to, if you are a lash artist that does a really good job with strip lashes, you do a really good job of having those like wispy, spiky sets, you are a pro, that is something you are known for, then that also merits you having a higher price point, because now what you do, that specific set, is in demand because your name is associated with that style, with that set. And obviously I'm talking locally because usually that's the case, but that is something that you need to consider. And overall, these are all overall things you need to look at in your business to see if it's time for you to increase your price. For me, for instance, I am like, I've gotten really good at short sets. I know a lot of people that come to me now look for shorter sets, and that's not something everybody offers. So that's something that you have to consider, and you have to see what your, again, competition is doing. But let's not get carried away and over research that. We just need to know certain points. How much do they charge? What do they offer? And that is it. At the end of the day, we just need to maximize on our skills. Okay, number 5. Have you upgraded your supplies? This is something I think is super important. We need to take into consideration what we use, and we need to take into consideration what we use, how much we charge, and the quality of our supplies. At the end of the day, quality costs money, and if you are investing in quality products, then that also merits a higher price point. Not everybody is using quality products. Not everybody is spending the money and putting themselves in that situation where they're taking a hit on their labor profit, because obviously a lot of lash extensions, the cost of lash extensions really come from the lash artist sitting there for however many hours, taking the time. It's very labor inducive, and we put a lot of that cost towards labor, and then obviously the chunk of whatever it is, or the chunk of the cost is ready for your supplies. But once you start upgrading your supplies and now you're using higher quality lashes, higher quality glue, you're adding something great in there like a sealant or whatever the case is to really help your clients have the best retention. Yes, this is your name, it's your brand, you want to make sure that you offer the best, but there's a point where if you're really showing that your clients can see the quality of your services have changed, the quality of your supplies have changed, this can definitely merit having a higher price point. It could definitely be a time to change your prices and really show that your overall services have upgraded by using new supplies. You can let your clients know like, hey, I've upgraded, I've moved to a higher quality brand, a higher quality lash, whatever the case is. It's just a matter of giving that overall experience at a higher quality level. So all of that really does, all that you have to take into consideration when you're talking about price point. Okay, and number 6, my very last point, this was like a point that I think a lot of people don't necessarily think of, especially in lashes. I think this is something we really need to consider, especially because we wholly and solely do everything. We have to market ourselves, we have to definitely do all of our visuals, we have to do all of our editing, we have to do everything that it takes for us to get clients. So my point here is, if you cannot grow your lash business based on being tight on cash, then it's time for you to reevaluate your pricing. What do I mean by that? So what I mean is that if you are doing your clients for the week, you have a certain amount of clients, you know you're gonna get a certain amount of money, and you don't have anything extra after you pay your bills, after you do all the stuff you gotta do, and you don't have anything extra to put back into your lash business, that means it's time for you to raise your pricing. At the end of the day, for us to grow, for us to build our clientele, a lot of it comes down to marketing. Marketing costs money. You need to put money back into your marketing so that way you're able to promote yourself on Facebook, promote yourself on Instagram, put an ad somewhere. Anything like that costs money. If you want to get a little video made, if you want to upgrade your editing software to edit your photos better, if you want to do a giveaway, that costs money because you are losing money now because you are giving away a free set. All that stuff needs to be considered. And if that's the case where you're too tight on cash and you're still getting a nice amount of clients, this is your time where you're like, okay, I need to reinvest into my business and I need to now price my lashes higher. Because once you reinvest, once you get that marketing going, that's when you're gonna expand your clientele, and that's the only way for you to grow. In short, at the end of the day, if that's the case and you're just getting cash and you don't have anything left on the side, you have now created a job for yourself instead of creating a scalable business. And I think this is where people get mixed up in terms of having your own business and just being a lash tech. Being a lash tech is completely different to having a lash brand or having a lash business. Being a lash tech, you can be a lash tech and work for somebody else, and that is totally fine. But if you are looking for a scalable business, there are a lot more factors that come into play and a lot of things you have to look at in the general picture that really impact your business. And you need to look at the long term, you need to look at the bigger picture. You cannot look at what you're making today to spend tomorrow, or what you're making this week to spend next week. You need to make sure that everything you're doing impacts your business in some way and you are growing every step of the way. So if you've been at the same price point for, let's say, 5 years, something's wrong. You definitely need to tweak something, you need to change something, you need to add something. Something needs to be done for you to qualify yourself, or if you don't feel like you're ready, you need to do something to get you to the point where you know, like, it's time for me to change my pricing and upgrade, because that's where you level up. That's what the point of working for yourself is to level up, is to make that income for yourself. You're not here just to necessarily have a job, unless you are, and that's okay too. But the point is these are for tips on how to really scale your business and take your lashing service, take your lashing business to a whole nother level. Okay, something I did want to add before I end this video off. So I get a lot of DMs and I get a lot of comments about questions on lashing and all that good stuff, and I am more than happy to answer them. But I am thinking about starting a consultation service where I can really help you guys and grow with you and help you guys grow, and basically have a system where you guys can call me, we can have like a 45-minute chat we can go through, you can pile all your questions together, and then yeah, we do like a quick consultation for like 45 minutes or so. So let me know if you guys like that idea, if you think that it's something you'd be interested in, and comment down below. It's not a training, it's not necessarily to be trained or anything like that. It's more so like, once you're trained and now you have all these questions, like, I want to be the one to help you guys out. I have been there. I wish I had something like this for me to go to when I was learning. There was nothing, and it's just trial and error, and I honestly just want to save you guys from going down that whole trial and error, wasting your time, wasting money, all that stuff. And if I can stop that from happening for you, I will gladly. So if you guys like this idea, definitely comment down below. If you're interested, DM me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Okay guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you learned something from it. I hope that it was helpful. I really like these tips, and please let me know if you like them too. Comment down below if you like these tips. If you guys like videos like this, please let me know. And if you guys want to see a video on how to actually raise your prices, because this one was just like when you should. But if you want to know how to go about raising your prices, please comment below and I will get that going for you guys. Don't forget, I post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with something new next time. Bye!